of course, decided to take up a new gig, moonlighting as the new agony ant for the European Court of Human Rights. Now, newer subscribers may be asking why. Well, it's because the human rights racket, it's the only industry more bloated than the public sector and less accountable than a Labour council in Liverpool. And the pay, well, it's quite outrageous. The expenses are obscene. 5-star Strasbourg hotels, bottomless couscous, and all the bottled water that the NGO mob can glug. And the best bit, you don't even need any common sense. Just a fondness for immigrant sob stories, a total disregard for the wallets and safety of the British taxpayer, and a fondness of the slam of the old rubber stamp. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing a wig and identifying as someone other than Darren, well, it's because here at the ECHR, we care passionately about diversity and inclusion and DEI. And that means I can self-identify as whatever the hell I want, so mind your own. Now, what does my inbox look like this week as the ECHR's very own Auntie Darren? I look a bit like Ozzy Osbourne. Dear Darren, I arrived illegally by dinghy and I applied for asylum. While waiting, I filled my Instagram with jihadi content praising Osama bin Laden and the Islamic State. Any chance of staying? Oh. Well, I replied, I said this. I said, of course, sweetheart. Free expression in it. I'm very down with the kids. If we start deporting people just for glorifying terrorism, then we'd have to cancel a great deal of the new doctors, of the new engineers, of the new scientists that have been ferried across by the RLNI, their taxi service, since 2018. It's going to be a bumper year this year. We're going to get even more engineers, doctors and mathematicians. And besides, you're very clearly passionate about these issues, and that's what matters to us these days. Your feelings matter more than pesky little facts around terrorism. So make yourself comfortable. You're here to stay. My next one. Dear Darren, my wife and I are from Afghanistan. She's 63 and she has a bad back. Can that get us a visa? So I replied, quick as a flash, you bet you. Bad backs are the new passport stamp. We'll have you on personal independence payments and a taxpayer-funded mobility motor in an instant. Apparently, deporting you would of course be a breach of your right to osteopathic dignity. Forget safe routes, just start limping and pack some paracetamol to really ramp up the red carpet rollout. Easy one, that one. Easy, easy, easy. My next one. Dear Darren, I've been in an asylum hotel for 9 months now. I don't work, I won't move to the new housing I've been offered. And when security's not looking, I cheekily sneak out to deliver kebabs on a mate's Deliveroo account. I've got no ID, no paperwork and no plans to go anywhere. Can I stay forever? And I replied, I said, of course you can, pet. You've cracked the code, you see. Under Britain's new compassionate crowdfunding, coercive as it is, refusing free housing actually gets you better housing. And working cash in hand while claiming destitution, it's a rite of passage. They say this country's broke. I'm here to tell you it's not. You've got soft play areas, you've got free meals, you've got a GP on site, you've got 3 lawyers chasing your appeal before the ink on the rejection letter has even had time to dry. You've not gamed the system. You, my lovey, you are the system. And we here at the ECHR, fattening our wallets, we love you for it. We really, really do. Dear Darren, I'm a failed asylum seeker, but I've got over 2,500 Facebook friends. Surely that must be worth something to the ECHR. And I replied, I said, well, it absolutely is to me. In modern Britain, a viral post to your 2,500 pals gets you more protection than actual persecution. You're basically the Kim Kardashian of fabricated asylum claims. Influencer status totally unlocked. Unpack your suitcase. You're going absolutely nowhere, Sonny Jihad. Sorry, I meant Sonny Jim. Slip of the tongue there. Oh, what? Dear Darren, I claimed I was Afghan, but I'm actually Indian. But I baked cakes for the officials, and they seemed to like me. Does this mean I can stay? And I said, who hasn't lied just to get through customs, eh? I mean, I'm often bringing back my fags and booze from the continent in a very large Louis Vuitton. But you just call it cultural confusion. That's my advice to you. And if the cakes were good, well, you've got yourself leave to remain and possibly your own bake-off special. So my advice to this little mite was to get yourself a stolen copy of Mary Berry's cookbook. Help yourself to any ingredients that you need from your local supermarket. Security don't do anything these days. And use it, my friends, to bake your way to benefits by bribing the officials. And don't forget that we are here at the ECHR. We believe passionately in self-identification. Look at me, I'm a lass. So if you fancy self-IDing as an Afghani, who are those brutish British officials to dare question you? We at the ECHR, we will not sodden stand for it. I tell you that for free. This is my last one of the week. I've been busy this week, but well paid, well paid. Dear Darren, I represent a misunderstood Middle Eastern group. They're called Hamas. You may have heard of them. The UK calls us a terrorist organisation, but we see ourselves as a misunderstood liberation movement. Can the ECHR help? We're applying through you. And I said, very important one, this one. I, of course, said, why, yes, of course, because nothing screams, my friends, peaceful resistance like mass rape, hostage taken, child murder. But as long as your lawyers frame it as community engagement with a peppering of missiles and you've got a law intern doing it pro bono for you, well, we'll get that terror label scrubbed off in no time with a few tears shed for dramatic effect. Because we here at the ECHR believe that actually decapitating civilians, that could be viewed as cultural nuance, right? It's just different cultures that do things differently in the Middle East. And saying women can't have a penis, that might well get you investigated here in Europe. But that sort of thing, you know, different cultures, different habits, that's what it is. We're progressive here at the ECHR. And like you fellas in Hamas, clearly aren't as big a threat to Blighty as those god-awful transphobes whittering on about issues like women's rights, for example. So you, my friends, are not a terrorist group, you are a liberation movement. And I actually heard that firsthand on the BBC, and the BBC never lie. So, my friends, there you have it. Every one of those cases is absolutely real, reported this week alone. The country's immigration system is now so far gone, you don't need a passport, you need a sob story. Bonus points if it's emotional, vaguely progressive, and utterly unverifiable. Meanwhile, if you're a British worker struggling to get a GP appointment or a council house, apparently you're waiting 130 years now in London to get a social house, well, stop complaining, suck it up, buttercup, maybe start a fake mosque in your back garden. That works. Because these days, my friends, law-abiding Brits, they come last. And I will hear no complaints from those pesky colonisers in Britain. That's it from me, dear Darren. See you next week. All of that is true, by the way. All of that is true. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Lots of enjoyment there. And I try to bring humour to a very serious situation, but all of it is true. The farce of Britain's asylum and migration policies is absurd. Absolutely absurd.